The Platinum Pyramid, a challenge I thought of years ago and did a contest for it on PSNProfiles, to now people using the idea to clear their backlog. Well, now I decided to try the concept once again, but this time for a video series so I can get back on the platinum grind. Here's how it works. The pyramid consists of 10 platinums, each with a different tier of rarity. The first 4 are common or uncommons, the next 3 are rares, the following 2 are very rare, and then the final one is the all-desired ultra rare platinum. I'm using PSNProfiles to determine the rarity of each game I play just because I've done so in the past, and it's much easier since on PSN itself a common platinum would be considered an ultra rare, and I wouldn't want that. As you read from the title of this video, we are playing some PS1 games and getting the platinums in each one. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the video. First game up, Hot Shots Golf. Now I have played the more recent game Everybody's Golf that came out during the PS4, but I never had played the original, so I was looking forward to it. First thing we do to start the trophy grind is immediately go into versus mode and unlock the entire cast, each with its own trophy. Yuki, Sam, and Ralph were the first 3 we had to beat, and during our match against Yuki, we managed to get our first trophy, which was getting a birdie for the first time. After 12 holes, we beat Yuki, then Sam was beaten after 13, then finally, Ralph was also beaten in 13 holes, all on the first course. The next character we had to beat was Susan, and we managed to get a few trophies along the way playing against her. Thanks to unlocking the first 3 characters, I used Ralph against Susan since he had the best power swing so far, and that helped me get my first eagle for another trophy. Then soon after, we managed to beat Susan after 13 holes, and we finally managed to unlock our first new course for a trophy as well, and getting a trophy for beating Susan. Buzz and Daryl were the next 2, and against Buzz we played on the new course we unlocked, which was the Hawaiian Resort, and after 15, victory was achieved. But against Daryl, for some reason, I decided to go back to the first course, and this match almost went the entire 18. I managed to win the first 2 holes straight away, but then it was a struggle to get more. I was at one point 4 up, but hole 10, Daryl won, and then he won again on 14, which ended up going down to 2 up for me. But luckily, I managed to win the 16th hole and finally beat Daryl. To this day, I still don't understand why I picked the first course against him, but fuck it, we ball. Raul was next, who was the second to last character I had to play, and we managed to beat him in 13 holes on the Hawaiian Resort course, and we also got the 3rd course to play, Fujiyama Country Club, and it gave another trophy. Then finally, it was the Iceman, the final character to unlock, and after 14 holes on Fujiyama, victory was achieved. All characters unlocked, and versus mode was completely done. Now time for the cleanup. I quickly went to do the one trophy that needed to be done in the mini golf mode, and that was achieving a hole in one, and I kid you not, after about 45 seconds, I managed to get it on the 2nd hole. Up next was to grind tournament mode for XP so I can unlock the last 2 courses I needed for trophies. Then it was down to the final 2 for the platinum, getting an albatross and a hole in one. Both can be achieved in training mode, and going for the albatross was first. I decided to go for it on the extra course, which is given to you after getting all 5 courses, and on hole 15 it's by far the easiest hole to get an albatross on. Just change the wind speed and angle, use a much weaker club to go over the hill easily, then put the remainder for the albatross. Pretty damn simple. The more annoying one was the hole in one. This took me about 45 minutes to do since I was trying to do it on a variety of courses, but the one I ended up doing it on was the extra course again, this time on hole 11, and after quite some time, this is what happened. Not gonna lie, when I saw that go straight in with no roll, I was getting really hyped. I was not expecting that to happen, but man was I glad I got it done. Hot Shots Golf is one hell of a game, and I really did enjoy my time with it, and it was the first of the commons, uncommon platinums I needed for the first tier of the Platinum Pyramid. Up next, Twisted Metal. Just like Hot Shots Golf, I have never played Twisted Metal, nor have I played its sequels, so I was going into the franchise completely blind. Right off the rip, we start with just playing through the game with Sweet Tooth, and man, right away did I feel like I was going to have a rough time. I couldn't get used to the controls as the driving felt very janky and it seemed like I was getting beaten up constantly. So after dying once already, on the first stage we managed to get 3 achievements right away soon after that. One for collecting 5 weapons, one for defeating the opponent with a special weapon, and one for completing level 1. Level 2 we go, and just like the first level, I was struggling. The controls still felt off, I died once more, but I managed to get a level specific trophy done, which was just eliminating a car that was just parked, and for beating the said level. Level 3, just like the previous 2, I was still having trouble. I loaded back into it using the password feature the game has so I could just go straight in with 3 lives again, but turns out it didn't matter since I managed to die twice during it anyway. Fuck me. But I managed and I got a level specific trophy, which was shooting through a roadwork site, then one for completing the level after so much turmoil and raging. The next 2 levels I finally managed to get used to the controls and it felt like I was finally enjoying the game for what it was. Sure, it's a first of its series, so it's not going to be the best. I hope seeing what the third game is I do. So the next 2 trophies I unlocked were for both completing level 4 and 5. Then it was down to the final level, Rooftop Combat. This one was wild, as if I wasn't paying attention once and drove off the roof, I just instantly die and lose a life. But after going through it pretty easily and getting the trophy for beating said level, we then get surprised with a final boss on that same level. That boss was Minion, and man is this guy strong. It felt like the first 3 levels all over again, as it seemed like the computer had better weapons the entire time, and my health was getting shredded. I had to use the rewind feature so many times, which I forgot to mention since PlayStation added the feature to the classic library on PlayStation Plus, cause this was tough. But I powered through, and after dying 2 times, I managed to get the level specific trophy for destroying the pyramid in the middle of the level, beating Minion for the first time, and for beating the game with Sweet Tooth. Now time to use the password feature over and over again to play the final level and beat the game with the rest of the cast. So with Yellow Jacket, I managed to get the trophy for defeating an opponent with a machine gun, which I was surprised to get this late since I thought I got it earlier, then getting the trophy for beating the game with Yellow Jacket. The only other trophy that I got during this time while using the password feature that wasn't just beating the game with a specific character was getting the trophy for falling off the rooftop while playing as Darkseid. But overall, while going through this with all the characters, it was definitely easier for others to kill minions since the characters' special weapons was crazy strong, like the final 2 I used, Hammerhead and Roadkill. Then once that was done, all was left was 3 level specific trophies, like destroying all of the Calypso crates in the first level, driving through the alley in the River Park level, and finally, destroying a van in the Suburbia level, and the second platinum was achieved. Did I enjoy this game overall? To be honest, despite this being the shortest time it took to get the platinum out of the 4 I'd played, I feel mixed about it. Sure, I was struggling at first and was raging a lot, but I was then enjoying my time with it once I finally got the controls down. So I guess I could say I'm more on the positive side of Twisted Metal, which from what I heard is the worst of the 2 so far released in the Classics catalog. Now, time for the sequel. Twisted Metal 2 World Tour. Just like the first, start out the first level with first up Roadkill, and just like the first game, despite me knowing the controls since it's the exact same, the game was tough right off the rip. Level 1 was a struggle as I had died once already. I got 4 trophies in 10 minutes, with them being picking up weapons, using a teleporter, defeating an opponent with a special weapon, and beating the first level. Level 2 was more of a struggle than the first. I got a game over soon after, but thanks to this game also using the password feature, I loaded it back up, and then I got the achievement for beating the level and for defeating an opponent with a machine gun. Level 3 was the first time level specific trophies were involved, and I managed to get both for the level which was driving on water and for discovering the museum. Then about 7 minutes later, the level was complete and I got the trophy to accompany it. Level 4 was Amazonia, which was mostly lava, and the only safe spots were in the middle of the map and one island on the corner. I got a trophy for driving on the lava, which is not great since you lose health the more time you're on it, and after beating the last enemy, I would think I would be progressing on to the next level, right? Well, wrong. Minion is back, baby, and I had to beat him to progress on. After dying multiple times, using the rewind feature, I managed to beat Minion and finally get the trophy for the level. The next 3 were pretty straightforward since all I got was just completing each said level. I did get the trophy for defeating an opponent with collision damage during the beginning of level 8, but I forgot to record it, so sorry about that. Speaking of the 8th level, which is the final level, it was by far the hardest one. Not only do I have to beat the 8 drivers, I then had to face Darktooth, who is Sweet Tooth's father, and man did this suck. This guy is ridiculously strong and I died over and over again. Also, even if you do manage to kill him, surprise, second phase. He's just a clown face and does more damage, but he has much less health, so I guess it's not too bad. Still did not like it since I thought Roadkill's special weapon was terrible, but we did beat him and I got the trophy for the level and for beating the game as Roadkill. Then the remaining trophies I had to do was just beating the game with every other character in the game to get the eventual platinum. Some were easier to do, like Mr. Grimm and Thumper, while characters like Hammerhead and Mr. Slam were a pain to do. But with the final one I had to do, which was Warhog, I managed to beat the second phase of Darktooth the quickest with him, and the third platinum was achieved. The game is much better than the first, and I didn't quite enjoy my time with it despite it giving me some rage moments from time to time. Now onto the final game, which was going to be Hot Shots Golf 2, but since the game seems like it has audio issues, I decided to call an audible and ended up doing Ape Escape.
His body worn from 100 years of use, Captain Rogers struggled to stand before me. As his prize, he asked to be...
Just like the previous games, I had never played before and was going in blind. The game felt very anime right off the rip, and once I was finally able to play the intro level after a lengthy cutscene with Spectre against Spike and the crew, I managed to get my first two trophies, which were capturing my first monkey and getting my first Spectre coin. After that, it was just a variety of levels to go through with getting new gadgets along the way with the trophy alongside it. The water net, monkey radar, slingback shooter, super hoop, and the sky flyer were the next few trophies to get in the game, and during one of the levels, which was the final level in the Ice Age zone, I managed to capture the 50th monkey. Hey, that was number 50. And that's 51. Then once the level was finished, I had to do a second race with Jake, who betrayed you by the way and joined forces with Spectre. I got 5 more Spectre coins with the ones I've been collecting along the way throughout my time playing, and got the trophy for getting 20. Oh, I barely beat him. Oh my god. I barely beat him. Moving on up. Oh, I think that's for 20, right? Yep. Cool. After, I decided to play the 2 mini games I unlocked to get those trophies as well, since I wanted the final trophy to be the final gadget I get. But it turns out, I just had to load them up and I got the trophy right away. Level by level, I completed the requirements of the amount of monkeys I needed to capture. Then on the final few levels, I managed to get the RC car gadget and unlock that trophy. Then 20 minutes later, I captured my 100th monkey. I need one more. No. There we go. And that was 100 too. Nice. I had only needed a few more levels to complete the game, and these levels did take some time to do, some even taking over 30 minutes to do. But then after some time, we finally managed to reach the final section of the game and fight Spectre.
I can't believe this is happening! I have no use for you now! Get out of here! Hey, wait! Take this!
The fight overall was pretty easy, as I was very comfortable with the controls at this point, and the patterns of the fight were fairly simple. That's it?
You ruined everything! If it weren't for you, everything would be perfect! Hey! Spike!
Not bad. The game was finally beaten, but now I had to go back and replay some levels to get a few more Spectre coins and get the final gadget I needed, which was the Magic Punch, which is a much better attack weapon than the one you start with. After about an extra half hour of getting to 40 overall Spectre coins, we managed to pop the trophy for it, and then all that was left to do was just load the last mini game and then get the platinum for Ape Escape, and the first tier of the platinum pyramid was finished. Alright, there's the last one. All I have to do is just load it in, and then we're good. And done. Space Monkey. Let's go. The first tier of the Platinum Pyramid is officially done. There you have it. These 4 games are all done. Let's go, dude. Well, that was it. The first video for the Platinum Pyramid series, and I have completed the common, uncommon tier with these 4 PS1 classics. Hot Shots Golf was by far my favorite, and the least favorite was Ape Escape, as that game was very janky throughout the entire time, despite me getting used to the controls. But with that done, from now on, every game in the next 3 tiers will have its own video, since they are going to be much longer games overall. What will be the first rare platinum I try to achieve? Tune into the next video of the Platinum Pyramid. This has been Tricky, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care.